All right, time to get into ECW Hardcore Television, March 26th, 1996.
Flashing lights, red or blue.
We don't have that yet, Tony. They don't got the goddamn Extreme song.
I love ECW. I fucking love ECW.
Jesus.
This guy really likes ECW.
Dude, he's like all the indies.
That's awesome.
I want to be ECW so bad. Oh, sorry, Tony. 1996, a year that I was 3? I was 3 at this time. Let's see what was going on in the world of wrestling at the time with the Wrestling Observer newsletter. March 25th, 1996. Meltzer writes, the power of Hulkamania, as in the political power, reared its ugly head once again this past week, causing much discussion within WCW as to whether the company would be better off without Hogan and Randy Savage.
Wow, in 96? That's crazy. What the hell?
NWO doesn't exist yet.
Oh, you're right. Wow.
Yeah, that's even crazier, yeah. Hogan, who has full control of his own programs and is basically the head booker, even though Kevin Sullivan has to handle most of the dirty work, decided, which some believe was due to heavy influencing from Savage, to change the main event at WCW Uncensored from a 1-on-4 match to a 2-on-8 4-decker cage match with rules that still haven't been fully explained.
Macho Man would love to do a double axe handle off the top, legs first.
To the floor. Dan Reckoning style. Hogan released this information to the company in midweek that he was adding Savage and 4 heels to the main event.
I got a memo, dude.
It says right here, brother. It's written down.
CC everybody, brother.
Oh, yeah, looks like I've got a good sheet of paper here. I didn't know that Hogan had that much power. He could just change that, really? Like, he can just do that?
Yeah, early. I mean, they talk about it all the time, right? Like, that was like,
I knew he had control,
like, dude,
but
what do we do?
Yeah, I mean, that's fucking insane.
This jackass is doing he's writing everything down for us. Like, what do we do?
That is
we can't say no legally. We legally cannot say no.
Wow, yeah, that's great. And also, he said I think he said he never uses creative control, which I believe. I believe that.
I mean, I believe him too, brother.
Big Bubba Rogers was like, what if I just lost a ton of weight and went on like a fantastic run in the WWF? Like, I can't deal with this shit here, dude.
Why don't you get the fuck out of here then, dude? In addition, both Hogan and Savage were said to have strongly opposed Bischoff's decision to bring in Kevin Nash and Scott Hall with big dollar contracts.
I mean,
so he's already trying to stop that as well.
Well, I mean, I don't know why he would try to stop it. From what I understand, they came in, his deal got better.
Yeah.
More people came in, their deals got better.
Yeah,
Fuck
you're
you,
right.
dude. I'd be in Bischoff's ear all the time. You should fucking bring in Steve Austin right now. Just as much money as you can throw at him. Just bring him back.
You should bring in skinny Yokozuna and jeans, and then there'll be a lot of money.
We can't bring in Steve Austin. We just fired Steve Austin. Well, I got a bald-headed goatee guy on my big pocket.
What do you mean, dude? I've been writing stories for Stone Cold Steve Austin for 6 months.
What do you mean Stone Cold's on the next pay-per-view, brother? He's losing to me. What?
Holy fuck.
Well, with Johnny B. Bad having quit the promotion, that's big news here, by the way. Johnny B. Bad has left WCW and signed a 3-year deal in the WWF. His place in the I Quit match against DDP, I guess at its Uncensored, will be his spot will be taken by the Booty Man, Hogan's best friend Ed Leslie, who will also have the Diamond Doll, now known as the Booty Girl, in his corner, with the stipulation that Paige must quit wrestling if he loses.
Just doing whatever in 96.
Dude, well, I think we should have my brother here, the Booty Man, and the Brother Man. They should have the Booty Girl and also have the Booty Nurse at ringside with them.
And do you remember that homeless man, brother? I'm thinking we bring him back.
Brother War Crimes.
We put him up, dude.
In addition, after apparently not being included in about Brian Pillman's cameo on the March 11th Nitro and seeing what a big reaction Pillman got from the crowd, Hogan apparently ordered Pillman to return immediately and get involved with him rather than milk the angle as originally planned, as to create a situation that doesn't look like a normal wrestling angle. By being aligned with the main heel group, it meant being on the same side as Kevin Sullivan, who he is feuding with, which basically ruins all the plans made and exposing WCW's long-term planning. So Hogan saw Pillman got over from this angle and said, let me work with him, brother, and he can lose at the pay-per-view to me.
Listen, dude, he can whip out his Johnson and piss all over me, brother. Because that's going to draw money, dude.
Then I'll beat him with a leg drop in the ring. 1, 2, 3, brother.
Well, if we
Full
can't
of
get
pee,
Steve
dude.
Austin, let's just get his tag partner then, Brian Pillman, dude.
Brian
I'll piss on
Pillman,
him, brother.
my gear already looks like someone pissed on it, brother. So I am okay.
Might as well just put the Horsemen together. He's in that, isn't he? They can all lose to me.
It doesn't have to be Pillman. Anybody can pee on me, dude.
Okay, what are you talking about?
Just
Why are you getting peed
anybody
on?
want to pee on me, brother.
We can
Okay.
put the love sponge wife. She can piss on me all as you want.
No, Hogan, you can't. No, you can't do
I
this.
do whatever the fuck I want, dude. I got the pen. I got the paper.
And I get the pee.
I'm
All
putting
over
8
me,
dudes
dude.
to piss on me right now.
Triple
I got the
Ps.
book.
Well, speaking of Brian Pillman, he officially quit ECW just hours after a 4 a.m. phone call conversation with Paul Heyman and another with Steve Carroll, with two sides disagreeing regarding payment for the production of a commercial for Pillman's newly created 900 line.
Office.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we'll talk about that.
Not
That'll be
not Steve Carroll from The Office. He's a part of The Office, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, sure.
Pillman claimed that part of his agreement to go to ECW while ECW presented him with a $7,600 bill for production. So he was coming in to work for ECW. He still signed to WCW, and then ECW said it's going to cost $7,600 for you to advertise your 900 line. And the heat between the two sides turned out to be really bad over that and other aspects of each's ideas of how he would be used, with Pillman vowing that under no circumstances would he ever work for ECW again, and feeling working that style gets over to those fans posed an unacceptable injury risk, although by the next day the situation may have changed as far as him perhaps doing videos with the television show, but not as far as doing a match.
Yeah, that's what I say. Was it Pillman just talking?
Well, Pillman is out, James.
I'm
Pillman's
not
out.
working no damn ECW match. We didn't have you down for any matches. You just are
Why
doing
don't
the
you piss on me? What is
I'll whip out
happening?
my Johnson. all right, the Johnson thing. Yeah, we got that. We already talked about that.
Hogan wants to beat me. Well, I'm gonna beat my Johnson.
They don't want to tell. They don't want to tell you the truth. The truth is, I peed on everyone here.
Enough about the Johnson.
That's weird.
Every week. And yet a new twist on the bitter wrestling wars going on in Mexico. Rey Mysterio, original, not junior, OG Rey Mysterio, did an interview in the in a magazine over there, a Tijuana-based daily business newspaper, where he threatened to sue promoting rival and former protege Conan for slander.
Oh, my.
And gave away the results of the Mask versus Mask main event match AAA was promoting in the town the next day.
Let me guess. Conan calls in and tells him the story.
What do you mean? Mysterio, come on, Tony. Mysterio revealed that Ultraman, a longtime area babyface who wrestles elsewhere without the mask as Damien, would be losing his mask to Psychosis in the culmination of a several-month area feud. Mysterio called Ultraman a prostitute for selling his mask to Antonio Pena, claiming he would be taking a dive in the match with Psychosis and that he'd be getting a big payoff in exchange, which would allow him to buy a house.
Oh, nice. Owning property in '96. I bet that house is worth a lot nowadays.
Oh my God, it's got to be fucking
Dude,
unbelievable.
that's crazy.
But what about Rey Mysterio Sr. diamond out this angle, and he doesn't fuck with Conan?
Rey
The Observer's
Mysterio number one.
boy? He's number one.
Number one, the original.
Macho somehow has seen more matches of Rey Mysterio number one.
Dude, saying taking a dive in a match, that's like not a thing anymore, right? No one takes a dive. You're going to take a dive tonight, brother.
That verbiage doesn't exist. You're right. Yeah.
No, we
That's
should bring
right.
it back, though. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, taking a dive and doing the favors, Tony. Those are both.
Oh, no one does the
non-existent.
favors. No way.
No,
way.
not doing me any goddamn favors. I'll tell you that.
Ain't doing me a favor, I'll tell you that much.
In USWA news, the big news on this week's television was an appearance by Mankind. You may know him as Cactus Jack from the WWF, who headlined in challenging Jerry Lawler for the unified title on March 18th Memphis show. Mankind wore a mask somewhat similar to Vader's strap mask, and it was never acknowledged on television that he was Cactus Jack, even though Cactus Jack worked this promotion early in his career, and virtually all the fans recognized him. So this reads like he existed here before going to WWF? Like they tried the gimmick here at Lawler's Fed?
Yeah, they
I
probably
guess
did,
maybe
yeah.
they did. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just did a trial run with the gear, probably, right? Because they were thinking of they had the whole like sketch of the gear and stuff and the mask
Sure,
and all that, see if it worked or whatever. Yeah,
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, good idea.
From the Observer, April 2nd, 1996, WCW Uncensored from March 24th received blistering reviews. Many wrote and faxed in that they believed it to have been the worst pay-per-view show in history. The main event may go down as the worst main event in pay-per-view history. It was a fiasco on more different levels than the number of levels of cages in the stage area. The main event, a not well thought out 2-on-8 match involving Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage, turned out to be even worse than one would have figured going in, and going in people were expecting the worst. The rules of the match were never explained, and in hindsight it appears because nobody had figured them out. On one television show they said the match would be held in a triple tower of doom, a contraption Kevin Sullivan came up with nearly 8 years ago for a pay-per-view event. By the TBS show the day before the event, fans were told it was a 4-decker cage, complete with trapdoors, and it was emphasized that Brian Pillman would be a part of the heel team, plus they would have a surprise mystery man to finish out the squad. As it turned out, despite spending the better part of the Saturday show building the match around Pillman being there, he wasn't, and 2 slots were taken by Meng and the Barbarian.
We lied!
Very easily lied. Well, maybe he should have fucking been there, dude.
Dude,
what
in
the fuck?
96, you could just do whatever you wanted. All
Yeah,
right,
I guess
we're doing
so.
a quad cage 40 ring match. You show up and it's
fire.
like one single ring. All right, I guess I'll go home now. Like I'm gonna write in. Oh man,
I'm faxing in the Observer. This shit was bullshit. Pillman is back in good graces with the ECW, boys. Whatever problems existed between Pillman and Heyman were resolved. Both have pretty well agreed to build the angle toward a Pillman versus Shane Douglas match in Philadelphia, although nothing has been announced officially. And now, last thing here from the Observer, April 8th, 1996. For whatever it's worth, there were no Brian Pillman spots on the ECW television show this week, and Pillman nor anyone representing him were at the ECW Arena show over the weekend. Seems like this relationship is going fucking fantastic.
yeah, it couldn't go any better, really.
Or maybe the Hulkster got to him, dude. But that is it for the Observer. Now let's talk about ECW Hardcore TV, March 26th, 1996.
All right, now it is time to get into hardcore television.
EC-Dub.
So I believe a lot of this TV show was from a show that they did the previous night or weekend, maybe?
Yeah, it was pretty soon before this. Yeah, that's probably right. Maybe the week of, 2 weeks before, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was Big Ass Extreme Bash. Is that right?
Which was I think of 2 nights, Big Ass Extreme Bash.
And it was the final match of Cactus Jack. And that is what is the big crux for this episode, along with a world title match between Raven and Shane Douglas at the end of the evening.
Tony's excited for that one, of course, because it's family.
Hell yeah, the Douglas family, of course.
So we start with the cold open here. ECW Fan Cam starts off with Tommy Dreamer and Franchise getting their ass kicked by the Bruise Brothers at the hot dog stand.
Dude, it's like a legit a picnic table. Like, it's got the checkered pattern like table cover and all.
Yeah.
The Bruise Brothers, I guess people may know them as the Harris twins.
Ron
right?
and Dawn.
Yeah, but they have hair. They're haired out crazy.
They do have crazy hair here.
Dreamer is trying to attack them because they're beating up Shane Douglas at the concession stand hot dog area. Dreamer then gets put through an employee-only door.
Hot dog area. This is the hot dog area at your ECW events. This is also what they call the pay window.
Designated. Holy shit. Holy shit. Home run. What a home run.
A hot dog and a handshake. Yes, of course.
Goddamn. Beautiful. Well, they put Dreamer through an employees-only door. And then Joey Styles says, in case you haven't guessed, you're watching ECW, where every night is uncensored. I said, oh, here we go.
Yeah, I hate WCW. Die.
Dude, this is like a big fuck you WCW episode. Oh, we also, I'm assuming James did as well. We watched the re-CW version of this.
That's right.
Which is,
Yes.
I don't know who to credit for that. Is there like a team behind that?
There's like just the ReCW team, I guess, or whatever. There's like a bunch of people that do all this, right? So they so they put in like extra stuff that might not be there, audio and all this stuff.
So they use the WWE Network version as much as they can because it's the best quality, but there's stuff that's cut out. So they restore the video and audio from DVD releases and shit, including like music videos and commercials and all, which is awesome. And you can find that on Archive, I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
that's where we watch it. Yeah. So shouts out to them because this is fucking sick. So we all watched that version. So because I note that because there's some stuff later that they cut out, specifically I think maybe because they were shitting on WCW or something. I don't know why it was cut, really.
Yeah, I mean, come on, just let it rip.
Yeah, really. I mean, at this point, too, fuck.
I think it's funny here, though, that they showed this because I feel like they only showed this to take a shot at Uncensored. Like, there's no other reason to show this. I know, like, they're recapping whatever. The feud goes on in this show, but, like, they only did that. Oh, yeah, look, Uncensored had hardcore stuff, but ours was way better.
Shitty Uncensored. They use the broken door and they prop it against the hot dog table, and Dreamer puts one of the Bruise Brothers through it. And then that's where we go from that to the ECW intro. And, I mean, that was a cool open. I like the fan cam. Using a fan cam on the shows is pretty cool, James. I like that idea.
I think it's good. Yeah, I think that them going through the door at the hot dog area and then the fans chanting EC Dub is like, I mean, what really encapsulates this more, right? Like,
yeah,
it was the rogue fucking promotion, right? Like, I think that was cool as fuck. Yeah. And we get the ECW Hardcore TV intro. Hardcore TV, for people who don't know, is different than the TNN show that they would put out later.
Yes, that's right. This is like all TV, for local networks.
Right, yeah. This is like where like Johnny's would see this, right? Like,
yes, a local Philly station would show this in like New York.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
I think Florida had this. I think Chicago had it as well. But yeah, it wasn't like everywhere. It was just local markets.
Yeah, so if you wanted to see Big Ass Extreme Bash and you didn't live in Philly, you would have to either get this from somebody from a VHS that's sent to you. Maybe they recorded the Hardcore TV episode or buy the actual event, right? But if you lived in Philly, you could watch the Hardcore TV episode and get a lot of the stuff from the event, like the bigger stuff. So that would entice you to go to the local shows at the ECW arena, right?
So it was wrestling way more scarce. Like now compared to now, it is unbelievable like how different being a wrestling fan was in 1996 compared to fucking now. Like I can watch a show anytime I want ever. Forever. Yeah, like it's nuts. But yeah,
there's
that's
always
exactly
like 8
right,
shows on live right now.
Oh my god, yeah. Every weekend.
Well, then you had WWF and WCW and ECW if you lived in the area. That was it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's the perfect way to describe that, James. That's exactly how you had to consume ECW.
So we go to cold open number 2. Joey Styles welcomes us to ECW Hardcore Television and thanks Cactus Jack for all his extreme contributions as he is finishing up his ECW dates here on this retelling of Big Ass Extreme Bash.
Yeah, Joey Styles live from Paul Heyman's mom's basement.
That's pretty cool. Like just
that is crazy to think about.
That's so weird. Like it doesn't like. I wish I didn't know that, but it's funny that I do know that.
You know what? Yeah. Even knowing that, it doesn't feel like that because they still have like the ambient noise in the background of the crowd from like whatever show.
The bingo hall, from the ECW arena.
I like that, and he's talking.
Cool.
I love that Joey sometimes will like look away, like he's looking off the eagle's nest or something. Yeah, he's like, "What's going on down there?"
Yeah, Joey says some of our biggest events are just around the corner, but we have to go back and give credit to those that made ECW what it is today. And Cactus Jack, who made his last appearance at the Big Ass Extreme Bash. We're grateful for him, not only for what he did in the sport, but what he did for ECW. His last night here at night 2 of the Big Ass Extreme Bash. That's a fucking awesome name. I mean, it's cool. Yeah. Against his former tag team partner, Mikey Whipwreck, the night before that on, I guess, night 1 of Big Ass Extreme Bash. Mikey Whipwreck was injured by Taz, and he was advised by the doctors that he shouldn't wrestle the next night, but he did anyway. And now we're going to look at some highlights of Cactus Jack versus Mikey Whipwreck, which I don't know why they didn't just show the whole match. I guess they had to cut some shit. Maybe it was at first, and then fucking Raven and
probably
Shane
long
Douglas went
match or
long.
something, right?
Yeah.
Well, they just needed to put as many T-shirt ads in here as possible. Like,
dude,
they got
holy
buy the
fuck.
buy the event on VHS, or you watch the whole match.
Go to the show.
Yeah, for real. Get out of here. So Cactus Jack versus Mikey Whipwreck. They show us here little clips here, and then we get the pretty much whole ending, or as much of the ending as you can get here. So yeah, like you had mentioned, Mikey was attacked by Taz. He's wearing a neck brace out here for this one,
which is a great look.
He has so much heart. He's still gonna do the match. Paul Heyman loved that trope. It was used a lot in ECW. He's still gonna fight through the pain because that's the type of guy he is.
They legit do it in the main event too with the heel.
Yeah, they're fucking both heels. I don't know. Whatever. So they do the introductions for the match, and they announce that this match is the last match that Cactus will have in the ECW arena, which I thought was a super nice touch.
Yeah,
I thought it was nice that they announced that it was like his last match.
Because he's a heel here. Like, I mean, he's meant to be at the very least. So, like,
he hates extreme wrestling.
Yeah, that's the whole angle at the time where he's anti-hardcore. This is after Kane Dewey, obviously, all that shit. Like, so that, but they knew the crowd would, dude. Well, I mean, what a great fucking angle.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it worked super well.
They knew the crowd would like obviously want to, give respect to fucking Cactus for leaving. So they weren't shying away from it to try to get him heat.
I mean, the crowd's the biggest work in ECW. I mean, like this crowd wanted this to work so bad. Like they were down for everything and anything. And like, they were the biggest. They might as well have been the biggest guys in the match most of the time. Like they were
super important to it.
They were super important, right? So Mikey hits a side Russian here on Cactus on a chair, and little did I know that this entire match was going to be them beating the dog shit out of each other with this chair.
Dude, so like they obviously highlight all the cool stuff, but I was like, damn, I kind of wanted to see this whole match because it seems fucking awesome.
Yeah, it seems like a cool match.
Maybe it wasn't, and that's why we got this version.
That could be true. Yeah. There could have been a lot of bad moments in there.
Shitty ass man. Yeah, Cactus getting crazy heat. He said, hey, stop.
So Mikey jumps on Cactus, gets on top of his shoulders, and then Cactus just tosses him over the top rope onto a table that does not break.
Dude, this is gnarly.
Tony, this table's fucked up. Yeah, like Mikey jumps off the second to get onto Cactus's shoulders like one-winged angel style, and Cactus one fluid motion just leans forward, and Mikey goes headfirst into the stiffest table of all time.
Dude, he made the nastiest noise. He was like, "Phone," and then he just eats the whole table.
This guy in a neck brace, Tony.
That was cool though. It was cool.
Yeah, it was.
So Cactus goes to the outside, and he wants to break this table. So he hits a belly-to-back suplex on the table. It does not break again.
I mean, this is the most tough table I've ever seen. It's against the ring post like the long way, and he tries to belly to back him through it, and it doesn't budge, like barely moves, let alone fucking breaks.
So Mikey does a flipping senton to Cactus over the guardrail into the crowd. Yeah, dude, that was awesome.
I don't know Mikey as being that guy to do that.
So he just full sent it. He said, I got to do it for you. Cactus then takes 5 unprotected chair shots from Mikey, and he bumps on the 4th, and he gets back up for another one.
Dude,
and then Cactus, awesome. He kicks out at 2.
Great. I'm glad you counted, because I did as well.
Well, like he kept taking them. I was like, holy shit, how many of these are he's going to take here?
Dude, they were nasty to the face and the head. Oh.
They were, Tony. Yeah, I legit had to keep like backspacing the amount because I was like, oh, this must be the last one. Oh, I guess that's 3, 4.
I bet you he was thinking, oh boy, I don't get to take these in the WWF anymore. Little do you know, buddy, you're going to take a lot more than this.
I'm sure the WWF was like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you taking these chair shots to the head? We spent a lot of money on Mankind, the gear, the idea. Come on.
Yeah, don't take 18 in a row or anything, because
handcuff style in front of your family.
We're saving up for
the Rock. Cactus grabs a chair and just starts unloading on Mikey's back here. Just let him have it. And then, of course, he hits the stump puller pile driver on the chair for the 3, and ends up beating Mikey Whipwreck right here.
I'm not going down on the way out. Fuck you.
So Joey Styles says that Mikey has only been in the sport for about 2 years at this point.
Yes.
Pretty high profile shit here for a guy that he kind of came into the business and then they pushed the shit out of him.
Dude, I mean, they, like you said, Heyman loved the like guy that just won't quit, like the underdog that will never say never. Like that's why that was Spike Dudley becomes this. Yeah,
it's it's a fucking fantastic. It's so easy to get behind somebody.
Great trope. Yeah,
but you have to be able to take a beating. Like that's the biggest thing, right? Like a lot of guys, I think nowadays, like think about that type of trope, but like to think of all the greats that used this, they took a fucking beating, dude.
And they lost a lot.
Yeah. They always lost.
Almost always. Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So like that's why this worked with Mikey, and like the crowd took to him and all. Very fucking cool. So yeah, Cactus, he like crawls towards Mikey, and Mikey's, afraid. He thinks Cactus is going to kick his ass as he's been doing already. Cactus extends the hand to Mikey, and Mikey takes it. Then Cactus Jack's theme song of New York.
Oh, dude. That's crazy.
That's fucking
crowd
awesome.
Was like waving along with it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And Joey says, "Oh, you can make it there. You can make it anywhere, huh? Well, bring your straight jacket. The truth is, if you can make it in ECW, you can make it anywhere. He has it easy over there."
That's crazy. Just one for the road.
Yeah, just got one more fuck you before you leave. Cactus gets on the mic and he says, "This is one screwed up place," and the crowd pops huge ECW chants. That's awesome. There is a sign in the front row that says, "Keep Uncle Vinny away from Dewey and Noel." Oh my God, man.
Dude, and it's like the biggest sign ever.
Yeah, like I've never seen somebody write so bold before.
Yeah, like legit all the marker is gone from that pin.
And then it cuts to, like, I guess the same segment where Cactus now just has his Cactus Jack shirt on, and he like took off the white shirt.
Yeah, I think it probably just like flipped it or whatever,
He was doing too much bullshit. They had to cut for time here.
It's probably, you should watch the WWF.
Why don't you watch Raw?
Raw's War?
Fuck no. Cactus says there's two guys in the back who need some special mention. Two guys in the chairs who are the lifeblood of ECW. Without them, there would be no ECW at all. One of them is a creative genius. The other is a visionary who saw through what he wanted to accomplish. I'm going to bring him out here right now. We haven't always seen eye to eye. And Joey Styles is like, "Oh, man, this is awesome."
It's very really classy of this.
Yeah, very cool. Yes. I'm going to bring him out. The Heartbreak Kid, Stevie Richards, and the Blue Meanie. Joey Styles says, "All right, man, I'm out of here. That's it." So fucking Stevie and Meanie come out. They do Diesel and Shawn Michaels times. And then all three of them start doing the can-can.
To New York still playing, yeah.
Dude, yeah, this is funny as fuck. I can guarantee Cactus said, "Listen, all I want to do is do something funny with Stevie and Meanie out of here."
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I'm surprised he didn't make an Al Snow Sucks joke real quick.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, that doesn't exist yet, I don't think. But yeah, I mean, that's funny as shit. He could have did a lot of stuff there, but him wanting to, go out with a laugh.
No, that is funny. That is good.
Pop the boys is, from what I understand, Foley is always about popping the boys.
Yeah, that's his thing.
And then we go to a commercial for the Quagmire Rib Company.
Oh, wait. No, who is that? It's Brian Pillman.
Brian Pillman. I said, I was so fucking confused. Quagmire Rib Company. I was actually super excited for this commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah. Giggity. Oh. Quagmire Rib Company. Oh, it's Brian Pillman. It's me. Brian Pillman.
Brian Pillman.
Brian Pillman. They don't want you to know the truth, but I will give you the truth. All right, fucking Brian Pillman. Why weren't you at the Uncensored? What's wrong with you? You might find out something you're not supposed to. And so this is what we talked about in The Observer. He has his own hotline, 900-288 pill.
You can call that number.
Get it from the rogue horseman's mouth.
Yeah, so like what is that? Like, has anyone ever called that? Does anyone know what that is?
I legit don't know. I was looking in the Observer to find out like if there was anything about what he talks about at all. I don't know if this like ever was anything.
That'd be funny as shit if
he says, "Fuck you."
If you called it and he was like, "Yeah, this is Brian Pillman. Die."
What are you calling me for?
Who is this?
He answered, "Yo, what's up?"
It's like his personal line.
This is his phone number.
What do you want to talk about?
You trying to book me or what?
Yeah, it's true. Hogan wanted me to piss on him.
Oh, okay, Brian Pillman. Yeah, what? It didn't even say like a charge for it, did it?
It did not have any charge.
Yeah, it's probably like $10 for the first 30 seconds.
$1 million. 10 minutes for the first second? $10 for the first second? Holy shit.
$10 for the first 30 seconds, yeah.
They don't want you to know how much this is.
In 96?
Go and find out.
In 96, you could go get a part-time job at the general store and make $500 an hour. So, like, whatever, just do your thing.
Dude, did Hogan have a line, too, or was that just the NWO line?
That was the NWO line. And Mean Gene had a line. And I think there was a WWF one too, right?
There was, yeah, I think at one point.
I don't remember what it was.
Well,
but yeah, 900-288 pill.
Get your first time ever The Sabu t-shirt.
Dude, okay. Is that like, I just don't remember him being the Sabu?
He's The Sabu. That's awesome.
The
Bronc.
He has no fears and no peers.
I actually like that line.
Yeah, dude. Like, Sabu was like the coolest dude ever. I mean, this guy only existed on this show and then ceased to exist when you're not watching the show. This is like the craziest guy ever.
He was like the coolest magazine wrestler ever. Because, like,
I mean, look
you
at
always
him.
would see him in one. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he's scarred up crazy. You flip a page and see this fucking freak. What the hell is this?
I swear he always had a nail in his mouth. Am I thinking of that correct? He
did have the nail in his mouth.
Always.
Yeah, the
like,
spike.
Whenever I saw him in the magazines, it was always
his
the
dad
nail.
did that, or his uncle or whatever.
That was cool.
Yeah, and they show Heyman wearing this shirt.
He loves that shirt.
The Sabu.
So it runs down where ECW will be in the coming weeks. They have a bunch of stuff, and then they show Club ECW purchase ringside seats for the next 4 ECW shows.
That's an interesting deal.
That is a good idea.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all.
It was a great idea.
It was an even better idea when they did that at the end of 2000.
Wonderful idea.
Money, because by 2000, I think it's a year. So they got a year of them, and then they died in March.
Thanks for the money, dummies.
One of the places they were going to was in Reading, PA at the Body Slams Arena.
I did have that written down. That's awesome.
Why the fuck don't buildings like this exist anymore? I want to run the Body Slams Arena, the wrestling building. What the fuck? And then, of course, you could also go to the House of Hardcore School, where they made stars such as
Danny Doring and Amish Roadkill. Let's go!
Come on, fucking Chris Chatty.
Yeah, come on, these are the goats. Like, come on, they're all over ECW.
That was it.
That was it.
Maybe Mikey?
They were looking for more.
Yeah, I mean, they couldn't find him.
Well, when you set the bar that high.
Yeah, that's...
Chickens. I mean, just imagine making that. Like, come on.
Making him a wrestler?
Yeah, I mean, what a goat.
You think he came in as the Amish guy? Like, that's real?
Like, he came up with it? Or you think, like...
No, like, he showed up and that's just what he looks like at the school day one.
Chickens.
And they said, wow, fuck, you're a
Taz
wrestler.
said, sign that guy the fuck up.
Have him wrestle The Undertaker now.
So we go to pre-tape. It shows some clips from some of Cactus Jack's biggest moments and matches in ECW.
I was so confused for a minute because I thought it was just I thought this was another show advertisement, but it's just like Cactus Jack hits somebody with a trash can. He hits Terry Funk with a trash can, and then he gets caught in barbed wire. I said, oh, this is a Cactus Jack thing.
Here's how cool he is.
Yeah, this guy's sick.
So it shows a bunch of stuff, and then it says Cactus Jack, 1985 to 1996, bang, bang, he's dead.
That's a great way to kill off a gimmick. They should have did that to Road Warrior Hawk and Kane. Well, I'm gonna be on Raw in a year as Cactus, so I'm back.
Nah, he never thought he was doing Cactus ever again.
No fucking way.
No chance I'm doing that in the WWF.
No fucking way.
We get a ad for the ECFNW shirt. Of course, this means war.
Of course, that's the hype man, Larry Wright, right? I think it was Larry Wright. I think it's his name.
Yeah.
From the Hype Zone, he had the shirt on.
Lance Wright,
not Larry. Lance Wright,
though.
yes.
Hype
Larry.
Central, yes.
Yes. Lance Wright. Larry Bird is what I'm thinking.
Larry. Let's send it down to Larry.
Lance Wright says ECW is governed by a very conservative, right-wing, politically correct establishment, and when we're not in our corporate duds, we like to slip into something more comfortable, like the ECW shirt. Anyway, quag my ribs.
Oh wait, that's Brian Pillman again.
God damn it!
They're not letting me speak.
They won't let me speak. Call my phone number.
Somebody out there, like, had to have called that number, right? Like, yeah, there has to be one person, right?
Okay, there's this guy on Reddit who says, my buddies and I called for comedy value and it was worth it. It was Pillman saying absolutely nothing and talking as long as possible to do so in a throaty voice, milking it for per minute charge. This is the loose cannon, Brian Pillman, truth line. We were all drunk as hell, and it was well worth the $8 my rich buddy paid for on his phone bill. We used to have a recording of it, but it got lost when we moved to Arizona. Okay, I'm not sure if that sounds made up.
So it was legit him trying to keep you on the line so he could make some money.
Yeah, talk as slow as possible. This is the loose cannon,
Brian Pillman,
the truth line.
I mean, that's all those were for, really.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking quag my ribs.
So next up, we have Chris Jericho versus Taz. Joey Styles says that Jericho will have to use the spirit of everyone who trained in the Heart Dungeon to try and beat Taz.
Yeah, I guess they're saying he was the last survivor of the Heart Dungeon, and he'll have to take everything he learned from the Hearts. Chris Benoit, Brian Pillman, when he takes on ECW's one-man crime spree, Taz. And Chris Jericho versus Taz, which is so weird because Chris Jericho and Taz, 30 years after this, are feuding on TV.
That is
Holy
crazy.
shit.
Wow.
With Taz's son.
Yeah, with his son. Wow.
That is
So
insane to think about.
yeah.
Wow.
So we get to the introductions for the match. Taz comes out here. He's in the Path of Rage gimmick here. So
Which is awesome.
Kicking everyone's fucking ass, like completely kicking their ass.
They call him the Orange and Black Attack, which we're stealing.
So Jericho pushes Fonzie in the introductions. Fonzie's out here with Taz, of course. He pushes him, and Fonzie grabs the mic and says, "You made a big mistake putting your hands on me."
Everybody knows me here. You made a big mistake putting your hands on me. Shit, man. Shut the fuck up.
There's a sign in the front row that says Taz for the dojos of Fonzieville.
When fucking Taz was coming out, or sorry, when they were both doing their entrances, Joey Styles says, going through the Heart Dungeon will seem like a casual stroll through Disney World compared to this match. And then Taz and Bill Alfonso come out, and Joey says, speaking of Disney World, Taz would stretch Mickey Mouse.
That is nuts.
What is, like, his ass?
Whoa. No.
So big Lionheart chant here after the tie-up. Jericho has to fight for everything here, which I think is a little lost in wrestling sometimes. Is like Taz is a killer, so Jericho has to like fight for literally everything he gets on this stage.
He gets a lot too, though, which is I was actually surprised by. They must have had a lot of stock in making him.
Yeah, I mean, he had a big name by this point, right? He had been in a lot of places and done a lot of things.
He's over in Japan for sure, at least by now,
for sure.
Mexico
and that meant a lot to
Hell
him
yeah.
and bringing that style over here and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So Jericho fights for a German suplex, hits it on Taz for a 2.
I knew Taz had his suplexes. Joey Styles is calling every suplex imaginable a Tazplex. He is going for the German Tazplex. German Tazplex.
That is good.
Fuck.
So Jericho then hits the triangle drop kick and then a triangle crossbody to the outside.
Big pop for those. I guess this was obviously early Jericho, so not a lot of people had seen the triangle drop kick, but they were like, whoa, fuck.
So Jericho suplexes Taz back into the ring from the apron and hits a fucking top rope splash. Just goes right for the splash. Yeah, look crazy. Jericho hits a suplex and a lion salt for a 2.
He was so far away on that lion salt. I was like horrified. What? Okay, you're good at this, James. What size ring is this?
ECW used 18.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah,
that's
ECW
what I was
used
thinking.
18.
James is like a fucking I don't know what the word is. He's nuts with this stuff. Like, he can tell a ring size and I can't. Like, I still don't know how. He explained it to me and I still don't know how.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, it's just stupid. It's just a stupid skill that doesn't matter.
But I'm impressed by it, goddammit. It's impressive to me.
So Jericho suplex lion salt. Some would call it the Luther salt.
So
Taz.
Back then, it definitely was a loser's fault.
100%.
So there's probably a lot of people that weren't watching Deadlock, but Luther explained to us that he created the lion salt and then gave it to Chris Jericho.
We're talking about, of course, Dr. Luther from
AEW.
Yes, who is our boy. And, well, I mean, what a great fucking guy. And he's DPW OG.
He is a DPW OG.
Original,
Yeah. He invented the lion salt, which is awesome.
That is cool. Taz gets Jericho in a German Tazplex, but Jericho turns around and Taz hits a Northern Lights Tazplex for a 2. Jericho.
So, I mean, what a great fucking gimmick.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. Jericho hits a super kick. Fonzie gets on the apron. Jericho argues with him for a second, goes to the top. Taz gets up, climbs up, goes for a belly-to-back Tazplex, but Jericho lands on his feet.
I couldn't believe that.
The crowd was going nuts. It was awesome. Jericho hits a clothesline, but Taz ends up grabbing him and hitting a head and arm Tazplex. Just kills him.
He dies on this fucking thing, and that's like the angle of this match. Like, I mean, like, you could have convinced me he was really fucked up because he dumps him on his head.
I mean, it was gruesome. It looked awesome.
Yeah, like, I don't understand.
It gave me the same feeling when I see a sleeper plex or something, like a sleeper suplex.
Yes.
Like, that's a finish to be 80,000 times out of 85,000 times. Like, it's just like the coolest shit ever.
I can only assume that's not a finisher because, like, nobody's finisher is that. But I can only assume it's because it's fucking scary as shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotta be. Yeah, it's nuts. When Joe was popping them out, like,
oh my god,
that was awesome.
AJ Styles would slide on his forehead.
It was nuts. It was awesome every time. He'd only do it against like 2 guys because, like, not everybody was taking it. Yeah, but it was fucking awesome, man. Wow. Jericho, like you said, just lands right on his head. Jim Molyneux calls for the bell here, but Jericho gets up and he says, fucking restart the match. I'm okay. I don't need any time. I can do this. And he goes, okay, fuck it. Ring the bell. Restart the match.
What the fuck?
Hell yeah. All right. So match number 2.
Big pop for that. I was like, I don't know how often I've seen that where the ref will be like, yeah, fuck it. All right, you can go. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, the rules only apply sometimes here.
That's
so
true.
Taz hits a German Tazplex, then locks in the Kata Hajime. And of course, the ref has to call for the bell.
Dude, the German Tazplex, it's no bridge and all impact, Joey Styles calls it, which is true. Like, he dumps him on his head again.
Dude, yeah, you shouldn't have fucking tried to restart the match. You know where you're at?
Kata Hajime, the Taz mission, I mean, what a great fucking move. I love that fucking move.
I mean, he does all the greatest stuff. What a gimmick. I do all the cool shit.
He's the best wrestler ever.
Beat your ass.
And I win.
Cool. Yeah, good gimmick.
Jericho gives up, as you said. Bill Alfonso is just blowing this whistle crazy. And Joey Styles says, I wish Alfonso would swallow that damn whistle.
Dude, I mean, you hear this whistle for damn near 5 more years. I mean, good Lord.
How is that possible? Like, I mean, surely that's why he didn't get signed anywhere else.
I mean, yeah, they said, no way, not on TV like that.
Come on, Daddy, let me bring my whistle.
I've been doing it every Daddy. I can play this whistle anytime you need me to.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here. I'll report anything you need me to report there, Daddy.
I'm a good mole, Daddy.
Yeah, WWE just scooped him up for all the mole he did.
Well, he was working with WCW. That was the issue, Tony.
Oh, he was. Sure,
don't fuck with that.
Right. Oh, yeah.
They wouldn't have cared if it was the other way around.
That's very true.
They were working with the WWF, not WCW, though.
Oh, sure, right.
So Taz holds on to the Taz mission, the Kata Hajime, as the ref tries to break it up. And then out comes Damian Stone.
There's Damian Stone.
There he is. That's Damian Stone. That's weird. He looks a lot like little Guido Maritano.
Nah, he's just regular Damian Stone.
No, that's Nunzio, as you might know him.
Nunzio? You kiss my ass, Daddy. The Eliminators get in the ring. They push Damian Stone out of the way, and they don't really try to break up the submission. They just kind of kneel down and talk to Taz while he's doing it. And then here comes Brian Pillman.
Call my hotline. Call my hotline.
Anybody got a
fucking phone? Paying me here. Call my hotline, please.
Help. I'm paying $7,600 for this fucking commercial. Help.
Hey, I think you should kill Damian Stone, Daddy. I think you should kill Damian Stone.
That's Nunzio.
Kill Damian Stone, Daddy.
I didn't kill him, Daddy. I think you should whip out your Johnson, Daddy.
Call the hotline.
Holy shit, man. Dude, he comes in, Taz like gets off of Jericho when Brian Pillman comes in. He's freaking the fuck out. He's going like crazy.
He is going nuts.
Taz is like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but if you want to fight, we can fight. And then Pillman goes, fuck it. So then Taz just grabs Damian Stone and just hits him with the craziest half and half Tazplex, just fucking boom around his head.
On his head. Pillman leaves.
Oh, man.
Leaves. Yeah, Taz fucks up Damian Stone and Pillman fucking fails. Goes up the aisle. Then some dude runs out. Did either of you get his name?
Al.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know who the fuck this dude was, but he runs out and he gets clotheslined by Pillman, and then Pillman attempts to murder him with a backdrop driver onto the guardrail.
Yeah, I mean, that was
crazy.
Pillman taking liberties. My gimmick is I'm crazy.
You wanted me to kill this guy, didn't you, Fonzie?
I said Damian Stone, Daddy. That's Nunzio.
That was Dan Severn, Daddy.
Holy shit.
Holy fucking shit. Yeah, so fucking Pillman kills this fucking dude. Shane Douglas, the franchise. Go on.
Pillman working everybody into, I'm supposed to be crazy, guys, and he just drops this guy on his fucking head right on the concrete.
Crazy.
I'm crazy. Like, what do you want from me?
That's a good idea, Daddy. You should kill him again.
Dude, unbelievable. That was Al Snow.
That was not Al Snow.
That's all I thought when I saw this guy was, that's Al Snow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm starting a rumor that's Al Snow.
A rumor? Are you going to post it somewhere? Okay, understandable. So Douglas runs out here to chase off Pillman because they're in an angle right now. Pillman runs around the ring and then jumps the guardrail into the arms of Harry Botswain, who is a former Philadelphia Eagle.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
What,
that's who
really?
that is.
Dude, I thought he double goozled him at first, but he got him under the arms like a baby and
He
then
did the
carried him
jack
out.
to him. No, yeah, he grabs him and he helps him out. I guess that's his boy, Harry Botswain.
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, Pillman played football, right?
Hell yeah, it's goddamn Benjels.
There you go. Get loose.
Get loose, Daddy. Want to go fucking play football? Phil Alfonso is close to an Cartman impression.
He is really good. Hey, sit down, Daddy. Shut up.
Respect my authority, Daddy.
No, Taz is my papa. Daddy.
No, Daddy, no.
So Franchise is going berserker on the floor, Joey Styles says. Franchise gets in the ring and has a stare down with Taz for a moment, then Taz leaves. And the Franchise and all the face check on Jericho, who's still passed out in the ring. Taz and Alfonso leave, and Joey Styles says, "Take a hike with that whistle." Fuck you, Daddy.
I'll be here for 5 more years. We get a pre-tape for Gangsta's Paradise. You can own this historic event on DVD. It shows some highlights.
To Gangsta's Paradise, which I can't imagine they paid for.
I mean, at the end it said they pay for all the music.
No, it says the song title, copyright. Yeah, I'm not sure if they own that.
Paul Heyman comes at the end of the show. We paid for this, all of it.
We get Just Another Night fan cam DVD sale, which features Franchise versus Raven with Kimona Wanalaya at ringside. That's a big selling point for this fucking VHS, by the way.
Dude, Kimona Wanalaya at ringside is like why people would buy the show. They just want to see her because she's hot as fuck.
We get Bam Bam versus Cactus Jack, Fonzie
awesome.
versus Todd Gordon, Brian Pillman with a camera, and Sabu.
Pillman's here.
Sabu versus Too Cold Scorpio.
This is a whole show on a fan cam.
Yep, that's right.
That's crazy. People bought that.
Yeah, I guess so. They're like, it was probably cool as fuck.
They just wanted to see ECW in any way they fucking could.
You can kind of find some of the fan cams on YouTube for ECW.
You can, yes, they do exist.
And the quality difference is pretty large. Like,
you can buy them from the most questionable man ever.
I don't even know if it's like questionable. It's just like
I guess there's no questions. I guess no questions raised. I guess.
Ago,
yeah, that's a good point.
So Raven comes out here on crutches with Stevie Richards, Blue Meanie, and Kimona Wanalaya.
I mean, that's the fucking GOAT team right here.
And we go back to Joey, who tells us some future matches, and then we get the rundown for the next few shows.
So the angle here is that Dreamer, Shane Douglas, and the Sandman, who all have had issues with each other over the years, one way or another, whether it's for the ECW title or not, they all don't like Raven, and they've all come together to make a pact to battle the common enemy of Raven and his henchmen, the Bruise Brothers. Raven comes out on crutches here, and Joey Styles says that Raven has the gout, which means he's in tremendous pain, but will be defending the world title tonight against the very first ECW champion, Shane Douglas. Kimona Wanalaya is out here. She takes a jacket off, and Joey Styles says, I hate to break away from this, but we got to pay some bills. Then they stay on this for the next minute as Kimona Wanalaya just shakes her ass crazy on the ropes. I mean, this is nuts.
Cool with me.
God bless her, man.
It showed a recap of the Sandman and Tommy Dreamer angle. Just going over everything that happened. Sandman caned Tommy a bunch. Tommy caned him in the eyes and blinded him. Sandman showed up blind, but he wasn't really blind. And then caned him.
Blind.
I mean, the Sandman in suit with eyes taped up, glasses is like one of my favorite wrestling. Dude, it's one of my favorite wrestling things ever.
It is the coolest visual ever when he takes the eye patch off both eyes. He's wearing sunglasses over the eye thing, which is crazy.
Dude, it is visual.
So you know he's blind, Tony, of course.
And then he takes it off and throws it in the crowd. It's funny as shit ever.
Dude, he gets into the ring blind style, like he's using the Singapore cane as a walking stick.
Yeah, it's a walking stick. Yeah, that's what it is.
Dude, what's funny is like when he's blind, he dresses better than when he can see. Isn't that funny?
Someone has to dress him.
Oh, you're right.
Wear the suit instead.
Where's my American pants?
Where's my fucking Coors Light shirt? They did Hype Central, of course, with Lance Wright, and which is them also, they go over a ton of ECW dates, and then Lance Wright says, hey, it's time for the ECW Fan of the Week. And the ECW Fan of the Week is without question, and he just goes off. Anyone at WCW with a smidgen of decision-making responsibility, because obviously these brain surgeons have far too much time on their hands watching ECW on TV and videotape, trying to copy us to save their unsalvageable pay-per-views, which you would agree they should censor. Bottom line, you guys really suck.
Wow.
Also, you get this Bubba Ray Dudley shirt.
Yeah, get the Bubba shirt, dude.
But yeah, they were so anti-WCW, man.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Lee, I guess historically has hated WCW.
Dude, yeah, fuck that place, right, fellas?
Which is why he got in bed with WWF. He said, if we got to do it, fuck it, the WWF.
The enemy of my enemy, right? Goddamn. That's what this whole Sandman Dreamer fucking Shane Douglas angle is. And one of the parts of it, by the way, was Shane Douglas cut a deal with Tommy Dreamer to protect Beulah and Tommy's unborn child.
I also think that Sandman should have showed up blind more.
He should have been Zatuichi. Dude, Sandman in the ring, blind, only being able to like use the cane. I mean, it would have been the same match.
Yeah, I mean, ECW, this is like
Frankenstein.
Dude, I mean, Sandman blind in the suit is like, I don't know.
Legendary. That's legendary.
That's like that's like the furthest, craziest, like ECW did a lot of shit, and a lot of shit was like extreme and like nuts.
Sure.
Like
over the top,
they were really, I mean, the Dreamer Raven thing where they were bullying each other, or Raven was bullying him at the camp or whatever, and then
Dreamer bullied him, yes.
Oh, Dreamer bullied him, and then fucking at the camp, and of course we all know the ending where Raven ended up being rich.
No, the fuck we don't know that. Who knows that? Who fucking knows that?
I think is awesome. Now,
no one knows that.
If Sandman showed up in WCW blind with the suit and shit, now that would have been a great ending to the story.
If you'd have learned how to work blind, that would have been a crazy gimmick. I would have loved that.
There's also a shirt here, buy the Fonzie Must Die shirt.
Wow.
Who the hell made this, Daddy?
What the fuck? I'm not wearing that shit, Daddy.
Why don't you make one that says Nunzio must die, Daddy? Fucking Nunzio, Daddy.
Fonzie eats pussy shirt. How about that? Get that instead.
So we go to the main event of the evening, which is Raven versus Shane Douglas, ECW World Heavyweight title on the line.
From Big Ass Extreme Bash.
Blue Meanie and Stevie Richards are here, of course, with Raven. We saw them come out with Kimona Wanalaya. Raven's on the crutches. He's got gout.
the Gout.
Blue Meanie and Stevie are introduced as the Fabulous Ones. And
that's awesome.
Stevie gets the mic and he says that everyone who has the internet knows that Raven has the Gout.
The dirty to the rumors.
James, I swear, he says the Gout and someone in the crowd goes, oh.
Yeah, dude, no one here has the internet.
Anyone with it, though, they would know. And anyone with the internet knows that the BWO is coming. Wait, hold a second. This guy in the crowd knows.
BWO! Oh, my God. That's Goldust.
That's Goldust.
That's WWF's Goldust. Holy fuck. The night Goldust crossed the line. Oh, my God.
Holy fucking shit. Dude, somebody at DPW gave us a suggestion for the February SGH, so we're going to pre-announce that here.
Holy shit, now?
We're pre-announcing.
We're pre-launching.
Coming in February of 2025 on our Patreon, we will be watching for the month of February for SGH, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Not for the match that you think we're watching it for. We're watching it for Goldust versus Blue Dust.
BWO! BWO!
Why not?
Yeah, so Stevie says that he told Raven not to wrestle, but Raven grabs the mic and says, I wrestled like last night and I beat the Sandman.
I won.
So he says, but you know what? Tonight, you are right. I cannot wrestle, so there will be no match.
Boo.
What an asshole.
Bitch.
Franchise says, no fucking way.
Wait one goddamn second. Turn my music on. Turn it on. Fucking music. Shane Douglas says there's no way on God's green earth that these hardcore fans aren't going to see me whoop your ass for that belt tonight. So the way I look at it, and then he fucking hits Raven in the head with the mic, and then attacks Raven's the Gout foot.
So are they both heels here?
So Shane is, but he's a good guy right now. Like, he's a good guy that everyone, I think, knows.
He's just still an ass.
Yeah, like, I think everyone kind of knows, especially how they allude to it at the end of the show, that, like, he can't be trusted.
Right.
But
yes.
But everyone fucking hates Raven, so it's like, we got to put up with this guy for now, because we have to.
He chop blocks him. Stevie hits Franchise with a Stevie kick. Raven hobbles up and hits the Raven effect for a 2.
Even flow fucking DDT here, thank you.
Shut the fuck up, Daddy. That's the Raven effect. They fight to the outside, and Raven throws him into the guardrail, hits him in the chair, or hits him in the head with a chair. That's another awesome. Raven effect on the
Even
floor.
flow.
Okay, apparently there's a count out in this one. Count out on
in ECW. Right. All right.
Yeah, I get it. Raven was hurt. So
sure.
I'm
it's
cool
like, you know, it's like New Japan rules where there's no DQ on the floor and still countouts.
Oh, okay. In this match.
Right.
So, yeah, because earlier that night, I mean, Cactus and Mikey were at the Eagles nest.
Well, it's obviously a title match thing, right?
Yes,
that's what it is.
Yes, of course.
NWA
rules. We like the NWA rules here.
Or it's Ravens rules, you know, whatever.
Oh, that's also true.
Oh, true.
So Franchise then hits a triangle cross body on Raven and the boys.
Yeah, what the fuck? Hey, man.
What, man? It's all good. Like, this guy ain't working here no more, right?
No, what the fuck? I'm fucking
This is my
punched.
fucking company. The fuck?
Well, he doesn't do it as smooth as Jericho, though. He
Dude,
either
Tony,
far away or he just like hits the apron or something.
He almost broke his knee on the apron, Tony. Yeah, it was
that
nuts.
was gnarly. What the hell?
Well, he came up with it, so he's just kind of workshopping it. Give me the fucking move. Franchise hits the Raven effect on the chair in the ring, but Kimona Wanalaya breaks it up in 2. Franchise then grabs her and turns her 360 style and spanks her.
She got real dizzy.
And then she gets up and starts twerking or something.
She's gyrating crazy on the canvas.
Twerkulating.
Joey Styles says she likes it. Douglas likes it. And the fans are loving it.
Yeah, she's kind of into it. And then Franchise kisses her and throws her down and she gets out of the ring. So Raven low blows Franchise.
He had a boner.
Dude,
that sucks.
Great game plan from Kimona and Raven here. Give the Franchise a boner and then low blow him.
Holy shit. That's fucking awesome. I've never seen that before.
Both understood that.
Oh, you wrote that down?
This is cinema. Yeah. So Raven accidentally hits the ref with the chair. Franchise pulls the ref in front of him and he hits him. Just annihilates him, by the way.
I mean, kills him.
Franchise then hits Raven with a crutch, but now the fabulous ones are here, and they're attacking him.
The boys.
And Blue Meanie goes up for the Meanie Salt. He misses, of course. And then Franchise hits 3 belly-to-bellies. He hits everybody with belly-to-belly.
Dude, Joey had a great call here. He says, belly-to-belly to Stevie. Belly to enormous belly to Blue Meanie. Belly to belly Raven. Hey!
Dude, it's like we were talking about Yokozuna, and then they were like, we got Crush, we got fucking Ric Flair, and we got the 500-pound plus Yokozuna.
Hey! That is fucking so funny. Dude, Yokozuna in jeans was a very prominent part of everyone's review of last week's spot.
Funny as shit.
That's awesome.
That was awesome. I don't know. That sounds awesome. Like Yokozuna regular Zuna jeans run would have like
Rodney Zuna in jeans and skinny.
Dude, someone posted the Peter Griffin skinny thing, and I was like, oh, that's Yokozuna.
That's Yokozuna.
That would have been awesome. So the Bruise Brothers are now here, and they double big boot the Franchise. Raven covers Franchise, but he kicks out.
Yes.
Franchise then boots a chair into Raven's face and hits like a spinning heel kick or a leg lariat, whatever you want to call it.
Spring back leg lariat is what I wrote.
Yeah, to the chair on Raven, and hot shots him. By the way, hot shot. Super underrated move. No one does it anymore.
Why?
It is so good. Oh my god.
He did it into the buckle and it was awesome.
I am begging someone to hit a hot shot into just the biggest lariat ever. I'm just begging you.
It's awesome. It's a great setup move. And dude, Shane Douglas does it here. Like, he's G'ing up for the belly to belly, but I don't know if Raven like was fighting it or whatever, and he just fucking hot shots him into the turnbuckle. I was like, oh fuck, he's dead.
It's so good. Yeah.
It is.
Franchise then I used to love when Steve Austin would do it, man. He would kill the dudes on that move.
He was like practically just falling onto his back how he was doing it.
And Brett would take it crazy, dude.
He would die on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was Austin's finish, right? So
it was for a while, yeah. Then he decided, I'm just gonna land on my ass forever. Probably should have just kept hot shot.
Yeah, you're probably right. Probably gonna get out over.
So Franchise atomic drops Raven onto a chair, literally sits him down on the chair, and then hits a clothesline on him. And that's a 2 count. Franchise sets a chair in the corner. Raven ends up throwing him into it instead.
No.
And then hits the Raven effect on a chair for the 3.
Even flow. Damn it. Fuck you, Shane Douglas.
So
dude, him sending him into the chair in the corner was so fucked up. Like, it's not like the chair wasn't in the ropes like you would think when you throw somebody into the corner where the chair is. It's just laying on the canvas.
It's like laying on its side.
Yeah, no tech for it. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, he throws Shane Douglas' ass first into it, and then hits it with the even flow and wins. Fucking what the hell?
So Stevie and Blue Meanie then get in the ring, and Fargo's
okay.
Oh yeah, man. They Fargo strut in the ring and then get clotheslined out of the ring. Get the fuck out of here. The Bruise Brothers are back out here.
Damn it.
And they try to crotch Franchise on the post, which is their big thing.
Dude, yes, that's like that's the kill move in ECW at this point is posting them crotch style.
Yeah, but Dreamer makes a save because they crotched him and he knows how bad it hurts.
That's what they said.
So Raven and the Bruise Brothers then beat the dog shit out of Dreamer and Franchise.
As they should.
And the Bruise Brothers say, fuck it, let's post Tommy Dreamer.
We're posting Tommy. He's getting posted.
But the Sandman, and he's not blind. He makes the save with the cane and he canes everybody and beats their ass. Dreamer hits the Raven effect on Raven. And then him and Sandman argue about who should concerto Raven's gout foot.
Dude, they fucking go to Pillmanize Raven's gout foot. And yeah, they're arguing in the middle of the ring. And all you just see on the side of the screen, Shane Douglas climbing to the top rope. And I don't know, what do you hit? Like,
it's like a splash. Yeah, he goes on the top of the splash.
Yeah.
He splashes because he saw Jericho do it earlier. He does a diving splash
from the same corner. From the same corner. Yeah.
It was.
You say you wear yellow? Okay.
Yeah, he splashes Raven's gout foot Pillman Eye style, and Raven's fucked. And Joey Styles says 3 of Raven's enemies trying to work as allies. Forget about it. They're gonna go at it. Some things are inevitable. You know, the stock market will crash again eventually. WCW's next pay-per-view will suck again too. Some things are meant to be.
Holy dude. So yeah,
every time they can.
The show ends with Shane Douglas on the mat yelling at both Sandman and Dreamer to remember the deal.
Yeah, he says, remember the deal. And like when Dreamer leaves and Sandman turns his back to Douglas and Douglas is like laughing. And then Dreamer leaves, but then Too Cold Scorpio gets in the ring because he's like boys with Sandman, but they're also having issues. And Douglas is like laughing at, like, turns his back to them and laughs at the camera. So like everyone knows not to trust this fucking piece of shit, but they got to deal with him now because Raven's fucking ruining the goddamn company, man. Cool fucking angle. Cool show, actually.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I actually like this a lot. This was fucking pretty fun. Like the Cactus Mikey match, I like I said, I wish I could have watched it in full. Maybe there's a reason why we didn't. Maybe it's better not in full.
Yeah,
well, it's like 17 minutes long or something, so maybe that's why. Yeah.
Well, we could have cut
good,
maybe.
Though.
I mean, I guess they had some bills to pay. Maybe had to do 14 Bubba Ray Dudley.
You got to call the Pillman hotline. You got to call it right now.
Yes, that's fucking true. Cactus. I guess I was curious to see like why we watched it was for Cactus's last like ECW show, and I was because you know other shows will like do. I don't know if I've seen anyone do it like this, where it's like, hey, Cactus is leaving and here's his last match.
Yeah, right. They announced in the ring, like, this guy's last match is right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, people usually boo, like, when they're leaving, too, you know? Like, when fans usually don't like that.
You sold out, Tony.
Yeah, you sold out. No, you sold out, Chance. They're like, yeah, we respect you. You had good matches here. We love you.
Yeah,
we
you should watch Tyler Black's last ROH match.
Holy fuck. Dude, watch Taz's last ECW match. Well, I guess for most, they
pay respects to him.
After they do, yeah. But yeah, man, fun show. Very fun
good
show.
Stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I always enjoy when we get to watch ECW. I feel like James is always Pillmanized, or he's sick around the time we watch ECW, so I'm glad you got an ECW episode here.
I feel like I did one before, right?
You did one, yes. I'm saying I was, there's always something that could happen.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's always fun watching the ECW with the boys. I enjoy this show very much.
And it's cool to watch the actual real cut of the show, you know, like with all this bullshit in it. I love that. It just brings you back into time, yeah.
Reese Dub on archive.org. Look it up. You can find
I think that's really fucking cool that you take the time and do that. Like,
that's
very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that is it for ECW Hardcore TV, March 26, 1996.